All right, well, it's almost 5 o'clock. Let's see what this thing's doing. All right. I find it hard to believe we're not drawing from the battery at this point. Wow. So we're drawing 1,034 watts. One of the arrays is putting out 1136, and the other one's putting out 112. 67 watts going to the battery. Air conditioner's on. This is on. In fact, if it shuts off, this will turn off once the power drops to a certain amount. So the radio's on. That's on. Astron, blah blah blah. I don't really have anything else drawing any kind of power. I think that one's on. It's sleeping though. I could go ahead and flip the server on too. Maybe we should try that. Alright, so I turned on the stereo and a couple of other things are now hitting at the 5 o'clock hour almost, and this is where the breaking point happens early in the year. Otherwise, it usually will go pretty good to 6:30. So I turned the stereo off. It's actually on, but it's just not playing at volume. Usually it takes a minute or so for the changes to reflect from the server. Oh, and I also turned the 901 on with the heater. It doesn't really draw that much, so. Not changing yet. Well, we can see our pattern right here. There's been surges of up and down. That's when the air conditioner is kicking on and off. And then now you can see they're meeting. So it doesn't seem to be changing. So let me go ahead and turn that radio off. I don't know how much this radio pulls, but it could be a couple hundred watts, I guess, maybe. If I want it like an instantaneous, I can go over here to the inverter. It's really kind of hard to do, but the inverter itself is really a pain to see what's happening. Yeah, 1.2, that's the total. 980. That, it doesn't give you the full number, it's in kilowatts, so 0.98 kilowatt. And we can see we're 188 volts on PV array 1, and about the same on 2. And then it should show us what we're doing. Go about 100 watts on one, 800 on the other, and then it's just totaling for the day 2.5 kilowatt hours actually at that, and 9 on the other array. So 2.5 on one and 9 on the other. One of them is favorable in the evening, more so, but the other one just does better all the way around. But and then it just gives us the actual total, I think, of like maybe for the month. And PV2 has done 1.24 megawatt hours. 1.24 megawatt hours on the, that's a fair amount of power. Let's see what the other one was saying. 191 and 1.24 megawatts. You can see the MHW. So anyway, this goes to their server, wherever the hell it is. I don't really care what they do with my information, but some people don't want that to happen. I would rather probably to be directly connected to the computer, kind of like what the MPP solar does, but they don't have as good a software. So We're at 960, 970, and draining the battery. And it's 67 degrees in here, so we can probably go ahead and shut the air conditioner off and let our battery top up. I mean, not to mention it's going to start getting cold in here. So there we go with that. And a lot of this other stuff is actually running out here. So, don't remember if this is the remote for that air conditioner. You'll notice it drop once it updates itself. You shouldn't be pulling very much at all. I don't feel like sitting here waiting to see what it says. So let's go over here and see. It's drawing 370 watts. 360, 350. And of course then the production will go way down because solar is kind of weird. You load it up to the max and it really starts to show its efficiency. But you put like a light load on it, like an almost full battery, and it drags on at a very slow rate. At least that's just kind of what I've experienced. Like if you load up the solar to the point where it can no longer supply the load without supplementing battery, that's when it will do its maximum. But if you give it an easy load, like a battery with like 5% left to fill, it just like, it goes really crappy and slow. 373. And see, here's the thing. We're producing about 700, 800. We're sending 400 to the battery. Well, this thing was doing over 1,000 before, but now we're at like about 800. So, if I turn off some of these, we would probably be looking at whatever the other stuff's drawing. I don't know which radio is actually on. Let's turn this one off. This waterfall is absolutely useless on this radio. But as usual, we got plenty of FT8. I bet you if we go to CB, we'll hear all sorts of stuff. Let me see if I can enter it. Enter. Let's see, 27025. Enter. We don't even need to change the mode. One thing I wish this radio had was like this one. These. I don't like the mode. Look at all these signals. Did anybody understand a single syllable that that person just said? Wow. That was like another language. All right. Look at them. And this is what irks me about CB radio. And it's almost embarrassing to listen to it. There's some white dude talking like he's black.
Hey, homeboy.
Maybe. Who knows?
Always like to say it 3 times. Hey, homeboy. 410. Knucklehead got down right there.
Okay, you think any of these people talk like this out in public?
How about a knucklehead 6'5"? LOT a knucklehead 6'5" in a minute. 820.
But there's a bunch of white dudes on here that talk like they're black. And it's annoying.
I was just clearing out of there with a homeboy, and then here you come. Good evening once again. 20? Ain't 20.
So just be your...
What do you say you do? Come to devour.
Be yourself. Stop trying to pretend to be something.
That's his job. You can see that type of deal work out here, and these kids out here doing all this stuff. Robbing old folks, picking them up with a gun, and taking their money and stuff. That's the deal with work there, right?
Anyway, 11 meters is live and well, and 10 is dead like a doornail.